Meneer Justin de Reuck, 'n Lugvaartfotograaf van Durbanville, het einde verlede jaar die geleentheid gekry om aan boord van een van 3 splinternuwe L39 stralers in formasie in die Kaapse lugruim te vlieg en die ondervinding op film vas te lê. Die burger het met de Reuck oor sy ondervinding gesels.
As an aviation photographer, I basically shoot anything that's aviation related. I will shoot for most of the aviation magazines in the country. It comprises of 3 different types of shots. I'll either do what we call aviation shots, which would be ground to air, which would be mostly at air shows, displays, events, that sort of thing. Then there is aerial photography, which is from the air to the ground, and that's normally just for landscape, for industrial sort of use, people that want sort of aerial shots of buildings and things. I do a lot of ships out at sea, that sort of thing. And then of course there's air to air, which is photographing aircraft in the air, and that will either be for a particular client or for an advert or something along those lines. The L39 jets, they were a team that was specifically formed for a massive product launch of a car here in South Africa. Cape Town was chosen as the destination for a month-long launch, and part of the launch was these jets actually flying during the launch of the vehicle. And so just to create some sort of an interest story, we sort of did a shoot of the actual jets and what it was like to be in the formation, flying for the launch, and being in the formation, shooting it, and the timing that was involved in the launch was actually quite hectic. But the shoot itself was great. It's quite hectic shooting under heavy G's, especially if you're not used to it. Your first few times you actually can get quite nauseous. It becomes very, very heavy on the body. After a couple of goes though, you start to get a bit more used to it, and it's great. It's just your camera gets really heavy, so it becomes very difficult to hold the camera up in a lot of the maneuvers. But every now and again, as the G-forces relax, you can pick up your camera and shoot a little bit more. Composition, a bit tricky. You're shooting through a canopy, so you're very limited, and you're just trying to direct your pilot and the subject ships to where you need them to make the photograph more interesting.
So you're actually in radio contact all the time?
All the time. All the time. I'm talking to my pilot, and I'm talking to the pilots of the other aircraft. If I see a particular shot, it's not just a case of me moving a little bit to the left or right. We're doing 600 k's an hour, so I need to tell them to move out from me a little bit or come in a little bit closer, or I need to get my pilot to go a little bit higher or a little bit lower, just so that I can frame the subject aircraft with, say, Table Mountain in the background or something to those effects. Yeah.
Cool. And what are the how many G's does it get?
We pulled up to 7 G's on some of the maneuvers, which was very heavy, but most of the time an average of about 4.5.